Yo, what's up, everybody? Give me a second here, just getting that link out. You know what it is. If you're watching it on the flip, speed it up. But shout out to everybody that's here already. Throw the flames in the chat. What it do, what it do. We're gonna start in like 30 seconds. Enjoy the music. Flames. This song's kind of cool, huh? Okay. Oh, damn it. Knocking shit over already. Knocking it over already. What's up? Let me turn this music down. Yo. What's up, internet world? What's up, Zen world? What's up, YouTube land? What's up, cyberspace? This your boy, Crypto Bruh. Coming back again with another video. Today is May 5th, 2023. For everybody out there that's tripping, I'm tripping as well. Can't believe Cinco de Mayo fell on a Friday. We kicking off the weekend the right way. But shout outs to everybody that's been supporting me this week, that's been pulling up to the streams. Shout outs to Zen for doing the right things. We've conquered 1 week of FENIX, and now we have one more week until we got FENIX on ETH. We're gonna jump in and talk about it. What else, bro? I don't know. My mind is blowing. I had to wear the Hopium hoodie on the Friday because we're gonna gas it up. We're gonna have the oxygen Hopium hoodie, Hopium mask on. This because I ain't gonna be here this weekend, so hopefully we get a good weekend. I think it's gonna be a really nice one. Gas is on a Billy. Oh my God! Hold up. Let me bring this up. Because gas is going crazy. But what's up, chat? What it do, everybody? Thanks for coming through. We got the crew in the house. That's how we're gonna say it. What's up, Crypto Dude? What up, Damien? What up, Gunner? We got Bow, the Ugly Holiday. Love your username. So sick. We got the Zen merch store. Christian, Optimus Prime. Welcome. Thanks for pulling up. Awesome, dude. Also, this is a working merchandise product in the making, so be on the lookout for the Hopium hoodie coming soon. It's got this is the girly testnet hoodie. So I got one more testnet I'm going through, and then the Hopium hoodie should be ready for the streets, should be ready for mainnet. But yeah, bro, looking at the ETH gas today, holy shit. This is crazy. it is what it is. But like I was telling y'all, I was expecting this. Now, Jack and Kindness had a stream yesterday where Jack also broke down another realistic piece of this that I didn't really think about. That actually has me bullish on Ethereum because it's crazy to see that there's so many people on Ethereum for a shitcoin. So we haven't even gotten to the part where people, wake up and they go, "Oh, wait, why am I in a shitcoin?" We haven't gotten to that part of the crypto cycle. So there is still just a lot of excitement about these stupid ass coins. Now, I'm not saying I'm just keeping it real because I'm not going to put a lot of energy behind the Pepe. It's not my vibe, Like I want the memes to succeed, but at the same time, I want to get it, on my own. Yo, what's up, Crypto Boogie? Thanks for the two with the flames. We on fire. We burning it down. After the news yesterday, and I'm gonna break it down. But after that news, bro, we burning it down on the other chains. But yeah, looking at the top burners right now, it's just all Uniswap and Tether and MetaMask Swapper. So everybody's swapping coins because of the shit coins. Now, the thing about shit coins that is fascinating, in my opinion, after hearing what Jack was saying, which is like the gas is actually extremely high right now because there's just so much activity. Like, so many people want to use Ethereum that it's being used, and like there's nothing as a community of crypto individuals that we can do to stop this. And what this is the thing about scaling. Scaling in crypto is every day that we exist. This shit is going to take so long to scale. Like it's not going to happen in a 2 year, 4 year. We've been here for and at least in Ethereum, we've 2015, so 12 years, or excuse me, 8 years of ETH. Like we haven't even hit 10 years of Ethereum yet. So I'm not putting my hopium fucking suit on about this idea of scaling ETH in the next like year, bro. Like that's not the thing. That's not. It's I at least am very bearish on this idea because now there's a lot of users here, and this isn't the NFT people. So there's also the NFT cycle that typically comes in around June. I don't know if there's any NFT events happening here. Let's see, NFT events. Let's check the news. Top 15 NFT events. Because then the NFTs, if they have an event or something that's happening, there could be some shit, right? When is this? Let's see. Is this going in the right order? All right. What we got cooking in May for NFTs? All right. Doesn't really look like too much. Might be a good time. They're going to be having NFT events over in Turkey. Non-fungible conference in Portugal. Hey, that's pretty sick. Yeah, see, this one's actually pretty big in Europe. This NFT conference. I know some artists that do attend this one. So that's in June, though. Again, like I said, June is usually NFT time. But that's, I guess, all they got right now. But that's a really good NFT conference to kick off June. That's going to get Europe going crazy, crazy. And with that, those that part of crypto coming back too, the gas could get even higher. And this is explaining to me why gas can be at like 300-400 for a period of time if everybody's on chain and they have to make a trade. Now the thing about the memes that I'm learning is that you have to make a trade, bro. You don't want to get caught standing in the sand. Oh shit, did I turn the music down? Okay, I did. I just thought about it. Let me turn it down even more. I'm so paranoid about that shit. Fucking paranoid. But yeah, like when you're in a meme coin, there's a human psychology here that everybody has to go through, which is FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Everybody in the meme pool, it's kind of funny they call it a meme pool now that I say that aloud. But everybody in the meme pool is going to be going through this FUD, this fear, uncertainty, and doubt the whole time this thing is going up, which is great because FUD is what drives the market, right? but that I don't think is really good for the mental health of a crypto person. Like being in crypto for as long as I've been in, I'm starting to become a wiser man. And I don't want to be in a FUD zone. So you see, we drew this line yesterday on the stream. Make sure you like, subscribe, tweet it out, and tell your friends and all that other stuff if you find this content valuable to yourself. Would love the alley oop. But yesterday on stream, if you was here with me, we put the line at like one of the most maximum areas. Like I've never seen anything past the 99 on the RSI. That's usually when it's time to sell. So right now it's at 94. It's pretty hot, pretty hot. But the euphoria is still there. So there's still a lot of people hodling this thing. And also we are in the middle of a meme market. So there's another euphoria factor here, which is all shit coins are a go, right? Even I was like, man, I got to get into a shit coin. But again, this is what I'm saying. It's a human behavior. Like the FUD kind of makes you do something you're not really trying to do, but you just want to participate because everybody's talking about it, right? All of crypto Twitter is talking about it. You can't do anything in crypto Twitter without seeing the shill, right? Like the shill pops up, even though, and it's a human psychology thing. Like Fubar is like a really good Twitter account for like analytics and just fun facts in crypto. But in actuality, I don't know if it's a girl or a guy, but they shouldn't be actually posting about Pepe because that's the psychology piece of it, where it's like if you share a scam, someone's gonna do the scam. So like if everyone is sharing the information, then everyone's gonna participate because it's in front of them. And that's just a human behavior in crypto that like you really have to separate yourself. It's just like in Zen, right? Like in Zen, when you took the lonely play and 2, 3 months ago, and you were like buying the bottom and just hoping to God that this shit didn't go 99% again, that like was your FUD, and you've progressed through it, and now you can see the other end. I like that shit about Zen because there's no rug pulls. The FUD wasn't, oh my God, is someone gonna rug me? The FUD is like, yo, is this mechanism going to be able to maintain longevity? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you got to think about over here. But like again, it's just a human psychology. So of course memes are hot, right? Even me, I got into a meme coin. I got into this one right here. I'm gonna shill it because I think it's funny. I just think it's a funny thing. And I saw them have success with NFTs, and they came out with a coin to reward their NFTs. So this is the Feet meme coin. Now they have a really, really nice RSI going on here. I'm just kind of watching them. I got a tiny bag. It's reflective, but don't go. This isn't. You already know what the fuck I'm saying here, guys. This isn't fucking financial advice. I have the Pepe at the bottom. That's been there forever, before the coin existed. So don't follow me. Just bro on the chain doing shit. But what I'm trying to get at is the human psychology. So even me, I fell into it and I bought into this shit coin because I saw that it was coming to life back here. And I was like, oh, okay, I need to get into it. Because also Trevon, he was like, he shouted out feats, and I was like, oh shit. Now I'm gonna have to for sure make sure I'm parked in here because it's a meme and I want to be part of the meme wave, right? Like I'm gambling right now, you know? I threw some chips in. I don't give a fuck about these chips. And yesterday I had to really go through a mental cycle here. Look at this. Look at this dump. Somebody's wallet got hacked in this community, and that wallet hack caused like a gigantic sell-off. So I was down how much yesterday? Um, so let's just say probably the wallet hack happened somewhere here. So I was down 60% yesterday. Yo, I was like fucking freaking. My mind was fucked up, right? That's what I'm talking about. The mental capacity that you have to endure on these meme coins makes no sense at this point when you have a Zen-like token. And that's why for me, I'm so into Zen right now because I don't want to have to deal with this. Because again, this type of FUD, it reflects in the gas, in my opinion. Because then you have gas going up because people have to FUD themselves out of these stupid ass meme coins, and then that's gonna take everybody, like they're gonna be like, nah, dude, I gotta get up out of here because I don't want to lose any money, right? And the higher that Pepe goes, essentially the more value that is at risk, and which is going to cause the larger sell-offs and the higher gas prices. So this is such an amazing time to experience this, but also it's like a great research moment for anyone out there that's like trying to understand the human psychology of meme coins, right, bro? Like meme coins are wild. So currently I'm parked in feet only because I have the first principles lens on this where I could literally show you everything about feats right now. And the fact that it rebounded so well here, um, I'm like chilling. I'm still trying to get the fuck out. Do not get me twisted because it's a fucking meme coin. So this is what I'm saying. I shouldn't have to feel like I got to get the fuck out of a coin. Like that's some 2002 shit in my opinion. Like, dude, it's 23, bro. What the hell am I doing? What the hell? Oh man, hey yo, thanks for the super chats, yo. Real talk. What's up, Damien with the 5? Think Fast and Slow. 2011 is a good book on behavioral economics to beat the FUD in any asset class, written by Nobel Peace Prize winner. Oh damn, Damien with the alpha. But yeah, man, the human psychology of this shit is where we are today. At least on my channel. I am not trying to shill no bullshit just so that I can make you dance. That doesn't sound fun. I'm doing it on my own, right? And like, I don't want to dance. I don't want to have to deal with this shit, right? I could go to the Zen ecosystem and begin to start the real world, right? The fair crypto where you learn about the project and you know that it's about the mechanism of the utility or it's about nothing, not about anything else, not about going to the moon. Because if it's about nothing, then we can go to the moon. But like this is like, holy shit, you got hacked? Like, bruh, what the fuck? You know, like maybe people start getting hacked in Zen world, right? But like it's not gonna be starting off that way, I should say. Like the beginning stages of a fair launch crypto has a different human psychology than an unfair one. So shout outs to Damien for the alpha on the bookie. We got Oliver with the 10 to help you pay for some of those big ass those big ass bay leaves you use cooking chicken adobo. Yo, man. Yeah, dude. My mom is Filipino, so that time was actually one of my first times really whipping it up on my own. So I'm like, I got to survive. Just in case the bear market comes back, at least I got the adobo on lock. But yeah, dude, those big ass bay leaves. That's from Costco, dude. Costco's a wild one. Uh, what you know about bay leaves? That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, get back onto this real quick. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Really appreciate it. Looking at Zen, Zen is on the bend back to the downside once again, which is fine. We're expecting this. We're expecting this. What do you mean? Afraid? Please lower, sir. But yeah, like Zen is back down to the downside. We have the daily that we're looking at here, and we're looking at May 13th, which is going to be FENIX launch. Now, there's two different things going on here now that we're learning from the Polygon launch is that FENIX is going to burn a lot of Zen, but at the same time, it's going to make a lot of people switch it up, right? They're going to figure out which side of the burn they want to be on. Do they want to burn with FENIX, or do they want to burn with xeNFTs, or do they want to burn with DBZen and all that good jazz? So there is going to be some question marks down here where we're going to have an equilibrium of where do I want to put my Zen, as well as I believe, let me see, where's the turbo at? Where's the turbo? And I'm not talking about the shitcoin. I'm done with that. Dude, shitcoins are like crack. Straight up. Like, oh my God, I gotta click a button. I gotta click a button. I gotta find a gain. I gotta gamble or some shit. Like, damn, dude. Like, there's gotta be more humane ways of making money than just everybody running in and dumping on each other. Again, why I'm in fuck with Zen, bro. First principles. Self-sovereignty and not worrying about volatility. Unless, unless you don't have enough of it, which means you need to mint more. That's all that shit is. But yeah, Gwei is going dumb. I seen that yesterday. We had a dip below um, our level of being inflationary. So we did have an increase back into an inflationary state, and I think that's what we're seeing on this chart here. We're just seeing people dumping their Zen that they're minting because it is extremely expensive to mint Zen. So in high Gwei, I do think we'll see some lows until buyers return. But I'm sure everybody, like I said, is looking at the chart together, and we're all like, well, we want to get into Phoenix, but if it's gonna go lower, it can go lower. So I'm still waiting for it to get down here to the 28. But again, it's getting really, really hard. It's people selling because they want to sell. It's not like it's not a climate sell because the cycle is already down here. There was already a pump to confirm that if this can hold, then we can turn around, right? And there's a trend line here waiting for this candle to turn around as well. But again, in this fair environment, there could be anybody that decides to release a bag. And then if that bag is released, I do believe because of the protocols built on Zen, there's going to be people down here ready to catch. Like I'm one of those people ready to catch because I'm so on how I want to rock Phoenix on Zen. Let's look at MZen. So whenever Zen is going down, it usually tanks everything else until they find their own balance between their communities. So kind of how like when Bitcoin goes down, everything in crypto goes down. When Zen goes down and ETH, everything in Zen world goes down. And that's just because the psychology of Zen is going to be connected to Ethereum. And we're going to kind of dive in a little bit more of that psychology as well. But looking here at MZen, it has a really nice wick on the daily. If you zoom in on the hourly, you can notice here that we are starting to get oversold on the hourly, which is really, really bullish for MZen because there's a lot of people that buy over here. Their liquidity is still at 76,000, right? They have a market cap of 1.1 million. So the MZen community is popping. Do not sleep on them. And they're definitely getting their lows right now. Somebody dumped a bag, and that's what I'm saying. See, people dump a bag of Zen trying to get the price down, thinking like, I'm the smartest one. But it's like, bro, this is a fair launch, man. We here for 8 years. Dumping a bag, like, yes, take profits, but you probably never want to be this wick. All right, that's the I'm dumping and I'm out of here. Now it's turning around, and now you don't lost all that free Zen. Look at that free Zen wig. But yeah, MZen is looking good. Let's look at Avalanche. Avalanche Zen is still, in my opinion, finding its variables. It had 8,000 in liquidity, but now it's down to 6.7. As well as the market cap versus fully diluted market cap is insane. So there is some extreme growth to go on over here. But here, let's go ahead and look into this. But you'll see here, I don't have much TA going on because it's still, AZN is still underrated, right? There's not enough attention on Avalanche, and people are starting to mint. So now that the mentors have showed up on AZN, there will be Zen available for using on this blockchain. But currently, there's not enough Zen out there. So I mean, when Phoenix comes, I think we're going to see a really, really crazy event happen here. Yeah, there's only 20 billion Zen in a Zen world. Now, this is where we're going to show the video. We could talk about it more and more. I'm gonna show the Jack and Kindness video and some of the parts that I was really interested in. But let's look at Moonbeam. 2,000 in liquidity, $40,000 market cap, connected to the Zen. So it's also, I think, finding a bottom. Here's the bottom right here. We could go ahead and just draw a line. Let's do that. Let's do that. It's probably gonna be like right here. So it is above. It's like what we can consider a bottom. So maybe we do see a lower low below down here. But like this is where I'm at with it. There's like no Zen, and Zen is starting to really, really get out there on Ethereum. And once the learning curve comes back where people are trying to learn again, then they'll be on these chains because they'll learn like, oh shit, you mean I could have minted Zen cheaper than at 211 Gwei on Ethereum? What? And then they're all gonna flock to the next chain that they want. But that's why I'm focused on Moonbeam, Avalanche, and Polygon right now. Let's look at BZen. So I got my bees in, I got my beehive out there. They got 26 in LP, under 200K in market cap. You know what I'm saying? Throw your bees up. Throw your bees up if you're about that bees in. Bees in had a ridiculous pump. Jesus. Now this is what you call a shitcoin. But this is what's fun about Zen. Like, it's like, yo, why? That's why I was saying in the beginning when I was talking about gas being up because of the meme coins, but then the human psychology of like, why are we even doing that when we could just be putting our economical energy into Zen and buying the lows of what is considered a shitcoin, but we all know that it's not. Because if you're buying up all the Zen down here, by the time the Zen price is back the fuck up here, you'll have enough cheap Zen to burn. That's just me, but you could do whatever you want. Oh, this is OKX. This isn't even Big Zen. I'm sorry. We checking out OKX. One day, maybe I'll stream with Jack, and I'll be like, Jack, we need an explanation for each one of these chains. Oh, so I was looking at the wrong one. This is B Zen. Damn, OKX had a crazy pump. That's that centralized exchange pump over there. You seen the wick on that shit? Goddamn. But yeah, Zen's looking pretty good. It's on its bottom as well. So all the Zen tokens are pretty much bottoming out in my opinion, which is great with these new protocols, XDOGE, FENIX, all coming out this month. It's going to be good to see, you know, the Zen absorbed on those chains. Let's look at FENIX. We start at the FENIX list. What's going on, chat? I see there's some strength in the chat there. Bro, Gwei is 145. Down is good. What up, Citywise? Down is good. What up, Gemma? Welcome to the stream. We got Unreal Scene. Welcome to the stream. Hex and more. Happy Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the weekend. Do it safely. Hold on. Before we talk about Phoenix, Gemma says ETH PAL is going to moon. I do believe in ETH PAL, though. Because you know what's funny about ETH PAL? I don't do any TA on this shit. But ETH PAL is okay, so here's the alpha on ETH PAL. ETH PAL on the daily is doing the same thing that every other chain has done. And it's taken its time to get here, right? So you'll see that the RSI, here, let me make this full of color and thickness. But you'll see here on the RSI, it's starting to have some life, where this last sell-off that happened here was an exchange of hands. So a lot of ETH PAL entered this pool, or this is the biggest pool there. So it's USPD. Actually, here, let's look into a better one. If there is one connected yet to crypto. Now this, well, I mean, I guess you could say this one. All of it is spread out. Let's look at this one real quick. Because I'd rather not look at USD. Because I don't believe that that's the wave. You know, you guys know. Those are the feds. But yeah, it's doing it here too. Okay, cool. So it's doing it here too. What's happening is that exchange of hands is starting to occur, where people that are minting for all of this time, everybody that was buying was basically just buying up what was available. And then right in this area, this was like where some of the ETH PAL Zen was dumped that from the minters that started to kind of create the buy and sell market. So now it's starting to hopefully find its life, just like MZen. So you look at MZen on the daily, on the RSI, you'll notice that it was the same thing. Right before it took off, oops, it's the hour. I'm gonna go back here to the daily. So right before MZen took off, oh, is it not this one? Which one is it? Maybe it's changed now, because the data is so strong that it's changed. Which Is it the week? Damn, I think it's changed now because the data is so strong. Well, yeah, at one point in time, or maybe the 4 hour. Man, at one point in time, it looked like that. And if it, and I mean, I guess if it's not gonna show it, then technically you're looking at it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So when Matic was trying to find itself, you can see it had a lot of these all the way down. It gets oversold, and then tons, because Matic is just a different beast. So like there was tons of times where people had way more Zen Matic than the buyers. Oops. So they're like selling on each other, right? And then now we're up here at the top, and it's hands are exchanging. And again, this is why I feel like Matic Zen is on the downside because people that have it for the cheap are selling it, and now there's a demand for Matic Zen, so it's starting to catch a bottom because of the Zen burn contracts. It's fucking easy math. But yeah, that's what's going on. And if you want another opportunity, some of these younger chains, not only say younger because not a lot of people know about them except the Zenians, are going to have that effect again if people are popping. And Jamma says that it's going to moon. Jamma said it. Jamma said it. Let's look at Phoenix. Change to auto. Oh, wait. I mean, Oh, wait. Oh, but yeah, that's true. But it's still the same thing. See? Still the same. Looking at Phoenix. Man, there's so many charts to look at now. But yeah, looking at Phoenix, same thing is happening here. Sellers are minting and burning Phoenix, dumping Phoenix. Again, it's good for people in Phoenix because we're getting more Phoenix added to the reward pool. So let me go ahead and I think I gotta switch back to Polygon. Yes, please. Polygon me. Please. So we have 15 days. The reward pool and the staker pool both growing. Uh, Again, I don't even know what it's looking like. If you want to stake the way I stake, let's see. 30-day stake to capture the reward pool, get in and out. Let's see what the active stakes are looking at. Now, Phoenix, what I'm looking at, right? There's two different metrics I'm really trying to figure out, which is supply and demand on the chart for the stakers versus the burn demand for XN. So now that XN is going to have a lot of burn demand, when that arrives to Phoenix, the reward pool is going to get pumped. So I'm curious to whether or not 30-day stakes will be obtainable because of how large the reward pools can become, due to everybody jumping in. So, I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. It would be, yeah, or yeah, I should say it like that. It'd be basically building a strategy around the reward pool 30 days before it pops, right? The reward pool is going to be every 13 weeks. So right before that last, right before the 30 days before that shit ends, you try to get yourself a stake in, and like that's like another metric of staker, right? That's my game I'm playing right now. I was, not trying to be very blah 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 about it, so I don't want other people, jumping in where I am. So if you understand, you understand. But yeah, let's see what it's looking like for a 30-day stake right now. Give me 30 days. And what I'm talking about is the share rate. So the share rate didn't drop too much right now. I got it at 1.186 and it's at 1.184. So it hasn't dropped too much for a 30-day stake. So this is kind of why I'm like curious to whether or not you can load up before the reward pool if people don't understand how this works, so you can capture that inflation to have more Phoenix than everyone else. And then what happens is that you could be capturing the burn inflation as well, so that you could use the cheaper Phoenix to gather the reward pool. And I mean, I'm basically telling shit. But the more people that understand it, they'll get it, and then the price will start to move up, right? Like everyone's gonna be super confused on like why price is down, but it's eventually gonna have to turn, especially it being already oversold on the 4 hour. There's nothing I don't think yet on the daily. Yeah, we don't have enough days for the daily, but on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, there's just so much potential opportunity. I do think, like again, when the traders understand what's going on over here, there's gonna become some crazy shit. And I mean, there's so much alpha that goes into it, bro. Like people can even build, like I said, around the reward pool, trying to find a mathematical formula that makes sense for them to stake in the stakers pool and get a certain amount of share rate so that they can get a certain amount of inflation. I'm bullish. I am bullish on Phoenix. So currently I'm not burning. I'm just buying because that's where my position is. I'm gonna catch the inflation of people burning for XN, and I'm just gonna play the stake game and get the cycles, right? Like that's what I keep talking about, which is these reward pools since they're happening every 13 weeks. Um, every every year in a sense has four reward cycles. So every year can you could just think of it as like a four, where it's like, all right, I'm gonna be in this pool for 3 years and I'm gonna get 12 cycles, right? And that's kind of like your base of return when you think of the reward pools. And as we go into the future, we'll get a better understanding of how this community staking vehicle is gonna work. And again, I mean, all it takes is people to understand Phoenix, and I think it's a really healthy vehicle for opportunity on all these chains. Now, I think it will be tethered as close as possible to Zen, but at the same time, the staking and the reward mechanism, that utility of like you burn Phoenix or you burn Zen and to get Phoenix, and one Phoenix goes into the reward pool for stakers, like that naturalness, bro. Oh my goodness. Somebody could like burn, or how do you say it? Here we go. You guys ready for the alpha? Here we go. I got 60 people in here. Who gives a fuck? And people are gonna watch afterwards. But what happens, bro, when somebody burns on or burns, somebody builds on top of the Phoenix burner where you're burning Zen, but you're getting Phoenix, and then that Phoenix is reward. You know, it's giving that person a Phoenix, but they're putting a Phoenix in the reward pool, right? Like there's already somebody that was trying to do that. The homie Guapo. Where's he at? Guaco. Guaco is a very I like to say he's like a thought leader in my opinion, because he posts a lot of stuff that just are really cool, and he's like in the Zen community, but he thought of something that was really really fresh that kind of explains what I'm talking about, and it's just not me thinking about this. Like other Zenians are trying to think about how do we make it better. Where's this shit at, bro? Did you already delete it? Did you already delete it, bro? Oh no, it's right here. So what Guaco is proposing as an idea is creating something that burns uh, for another token, right? And then that you stake, you get staking penalties. But he's trying to build on top of the Phoenix, right? And all it takes is for this idea to evolve, where people are building on this, where you burn Zen and it burns for MZen. And then, you know, maybe they get something else. And then now that person doesn't even know they're really interacting with this reward pool, right? Or maybe they do, maybe they're not getting a bunch or something. And then this is just all constantly inflating for those that are staking because of how much participation is happening on top of the burner. So that's one of my like little bit of gassed up hopium that I have on Phoenix, is just people building on that burner and bringing more value to the Phoenix ecosystem. Uh, so yeah, man, keep dumping that shit. Keep on dumping it. What up, George? What up, bro? Thanks for coming to the chat. What up, Pixelboard Ape? Happy Friday. We got Blue Bison with the Wiggy. Burn my precious Phoenix. Now I'm going to show you why you want to burn. Well, you don't want to burn your Phoenix, but hey, people are building. They're building for you to burn your Phoenix, burn your Zen on top of Phoenix, get something else. It's getting out of hand. But it's cool innovation. It's really, really cool innovation. So, you ready for this? Dun, dun, dun. Let me show my Sound is right. All right. So, um, this is why you want to maybe start thinking about burning your Phoenix and burning in general on all chains because of what Jack Levin and Zinsu were talking about yesterday with kindness kind of unlocked the keys uh, or or put all the puzzle pieces into the board where now we can really shuffle them around and it's gonna we're all under the impression that it's about your participation based on where you are and where the weight is. It makes a lot of sense because that is where it is the most expensive playground. But I love how he articulates the idea of your Zen, which is fucking tight. But let's go ahead and talk about it real quick. I'm going to start right here.
To give XN out. What we do know for sure is that there will be no pre-allocation on the.
Okay, so this is just Jack Levin talking about how they're going to allocate XN to anybody that's burning
Ethereum for XN of any kind. And the Zen is going to be involved. We talked about moon parties and the burning of the NFTs, all of those things. The numbers, we will come up with them when we have a little bit more time and kind of like spend more time thinking about this. So we don't want to rush into that, but it is coming. Right now, the best way to prepare is to learn about Zen ecosystem, to participate in minting, to participate with XeNFTs and various other projects. Have fun with those. Be very careful with your money, whether it's mint or outright buy, whatever it is you choose to do. And the better prepared you are, and the better you have the understanding of the pillars that we stand on, you will have the best advantage for the X1 XN, if that's the route you're gonna go.
So, in my opinion, what Jack Levin is saying there, when he's saying that you need to understand the pillars, you'll have the best advantage. He's literally telling you that if you follow the right first principles of the idea that participation in this world is going to gather you the most Zen, then if you're gonna do this XN journey, because I think Zen is the golden, the golden goose. So that's what's laying you the eggs to get into all this burning shit. But if you want to go out there and burn, you want to make sure you're burning on contracts that are correct, that are called that address, and then you also probably want to burn with contracts that have the feedback loop or within the hyperstructure to make sure that it's giving back to the larger idea. So those are the things that you want to do if you want to prepare yourself for XN, because you're a Zenian and you believe in it. Again, this is kind of like raising up the first gate for us to be like, okay, we can burn anywhere because now we have this idea that it's about how much Zen you can acquire on that chain, right? How much Zen are you going to participate in? Are you going to buy it? Are you going to mint it? Whatever the fuck you going to do, you feel me? And that's kind of what I'm getting from that. But here, let's hear what Zensu has to say.
I would say like this, asking like about tokenomics right now is also very it's the wrong question to ask, really, because.
Oh, shout outs to Boogie for the 5. I heard that bing. But what's the difference between XN and X1? So there actually isn't a difference between the two. XN is the gas token, and X1 is the blockchain. So just like how Ethereum is the blockchain, but Ether is the gas token or the GUI, that is what is the situation going on X1. Yeah, and XN is the gas token that will be airdropped to all users so that they can use XN as a blockchain. So that's what that is.
It's like we know what got us together, and it's the first principles, and that's what should guide us in also building infrastructure. So like whatever we build, in the case that is a strong competitive advantage, should guide us in the sense of transparency, self-custody, peer-to-peer, decentralization, not dependent on counterparties, no admin keys, trustlessness, censorship resistance, fairness, permissionlessness, open source. So like the question is, how much am I going to get an airdrop? Is a very boring question. Like the thing is,
how much am I going to get in an airdrop is a very boring question, says Zinsu. Put that on a t-shirt.
If we create something that no one ever done before, the question should be, what would like X1, the people's chain, 100% community owned, what does that mean to you? Like, what should that be for you to tell all of your friends about it? What should that be for you to fight over it, no matter against who you're up against? What should it be for you to be very proud of that chain, looking back 30 years from now? I mean, you're here. A lot of people are here every day and contributing a lot for this ecosystem, such as you, Kindness, and CryptoBra, and
Thanks for the shout
a
out.
lot of other people in Twitter Spaces and in Telegrams. So we might as well make it worthwhile. Like, ask yourself, like, what should X1 be for you to really make it something that you are going to be very proud of, as you are with Zen? That's the right question.
So Zensu bottled that shit up so well, because that's what Jack was talking about. Everybody wants to know, how do I get XN? How do I get the best allocation? Well, homie, it's been about proof of participation, right? And if you don't believe in the Zen, and I mean, this is probably the part where, you start to, you put the X on your back, right? You start really believing in this first principle world that I believe they're trying to build, and the first principles world that I believe in as well, right? Like, I always stress it, we got to be our own banks, y'all. Like, the bank system is not the move. It hasn't been the move for our lifetime, at least if you're a millennial like me. And it seems to be that cryptocurrency could be a new wave for us to usher our financial equity into, so that we can get to financial freedom, so that we can get to a moment in time where we can actually thrive and not have to worry about getting laid off of our jobs, or fucking finding a job and going through the whole thing of working for someone else in this climate of bullshit anyways, right? And maybe I got a little personal endeavor in that idea because I've worked in corporate. But my personal fight for all is to be the best that we can be by ourselves, so we don't have to worry about everything else, right? That way I can go and I could take a hike, I could be Zen, I can drink some water, I don't have to, the money is being made or whatever the hell is up for you. But that's what I'm getting from this, is that if you really want the most XN, and the people that will have it will be the participants of the Zen, because they understand everything about Zen, why it needs to be burned, why it needs to be in mass adoption, or is it a mass abundance, and blah, blah, blah. Like, all that shit, get your Zen encyclopedia, and you'll probably be the first person to have all the chips. Now, this is a good part right here.
I have been getting a question.
So also, I put these stamps on Kindness video. So if you look for my comment on his video, you can kind of run this back on your own. But Kindness asked a question about, I believe, the XN airdrop, and like, how is it going to work? After asking the question of why, or like, what are the tokenomics? And then they just basically answered, the tokenomics will be your participation. But yeah, let's look into this next part, when he asks them about the division of the burn.
A lot, and hopefully we can get some clarity today. Is XN only going to be on Ethereum, or if somebody burns on Avalanche, will they get X on Avalanche, and so on and so forth? Will XN be on all chains, or will it only be on Ethereum?
So this is probably the good way to describe this. Zen's proof of burn function collects everybody's wallets and the amounts that they have burned on all chains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the airdrops will occur on X1 when it launches for all those people that have burned. Now, to get the XN that's traded on Ethereum or released on Ethereum or BSC or Polygon, you will have to participate. We think currently, that's the current model, is going to be an auction-like system that will allow you to burn Zen, to burn NFTs, and get the direct mint that will be then treated as one-to-one with the X1 blockchain. So it's actually two ways to distribute it. Whatever you're burning now, we're actually creating records of people that have burned. And when we say people, it's really just wallet addresses.
Sure.
So when you come with the same wallet address to X1, X1 will be aware of what you have been doing on all of the chains all together.
Okay,
So this is like super black and white. This is why Zen is fucking bullish. That burn function, and a lot of people have experienced this with the issue on. This is my issue with Pulse Chain, was that my sacrifice or whatever actually came to me delivered on the day that it was supposed to be addressed to me incorrectly. And I was like, bruh, how the fuck did you fuck this shit up? But it's because it was all crypto sent to a contract, and it wasn't actually divide it well, right? It's just the division of participation actually wasn't the best way of doing it. So I became really bullish on Zen because I saw that proof of burn, and the first thing I thought of was like, oh, this is gonna log my burns. So anytime I burn the Zen token, then it's gonna go to a repository, and then my address will have record of the burn, which means that if I participate in something, right, then I can get a receipt of participation, so I can be like, bruh, I burned 500 million here. Where's my ordinal? You get what I'm saying? Or you get the receipt, and then you can go and like the Apex, like you can get your Apex burn receipt, and now you can show everyone like, hey, I burned Zen for this NFT C rank, right? Just things like that. Like that's was the first thing I already knew that was going to really go down. But this is where I feel like a lot of people are confused, and he's going to dive in on it right now, which is what does this mean for Ethereum versus smaller chain with less gas, with less traffic and lower gas. Here we go.
Might be a good answer, but I don't know that I understand it. I'll be very honest. So
Okay, so
because, well, let me ask, because as I understood it before, and obviously none of this has been launched yet, but did I understand that you were going to, as was discussed before, so there will be the auctions leading up to it, and there was Moon Party talk and all this type of stuff, and that might have all changed, but that the XN token was actually going to be released before X1 was live.
Right. That's right. So airdrops, and when we say airdrops, those are the allocation of X1 on X1 token XN on the X1 chain will happen on that chain based on how much you have burned on all the chains. Okay. Now the XN that's minted on Ethereum will be related to your engagement with Zen in an auction or a Moon Party.
I'm gonna have to listen to that a few times. I'm still not 100% sure on that, but that's okay.
Okay, well, there's really, think of it as two contracts. One lives on X1. That one just gives you XN on X1 based on everything you burned on every chain.
Okay.
Like if you burned anything last month, it's actually happened. It already happened, right? Which means that if X1 were to launch tomorrow, you would be getting XN right there.
I gotcha. So anything that's burned to date will give you XN on the X1 chain when X1 chain comes live to that address.
That's what we call an airdrop.
Okay. And then moving forward, when the official, whether it's daily auction or Moon Party or any of this thing, when that starts, those burns will get an XN
on Ethereum
only.
Ethereum plus every other chain that's participating as well. And the bridge will convert your XN to X1.
So then so if I burned on Avalanche, I would get XN on Avalanche, but only in portion to, I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something here. Well, because Ethereum Zen doesn't hold the same value as Avalanche's.
Actually, in terms of the burn, there is equilibrium. So like let me give you an example.
Please. On
Ethereum, let's say that a good nice amount of Zen is 1 billion Zen. It would be worth about $4,500 at this point. Now, $4,500 on Polygon is going to be maybe 20 billion Zen. So imagine that you're coming into the Zen ecosystem and you're just deciding to buy. So you're using $4,500 to either buy 1 billion Zen on Ethereum or 20 billion Zen on Polygon. The value of the dollars that you have spent is the same. Now, let's imagine that you're now participating in an auction on Polygon. You're actually attempting to compete with people that have a lot of Zen in terms of tens or 20 or 30 billion Zen per person. They're all competing, they're all burning at the same rate. So the rate of burn is very high per capita, very high. Compared to Ethereum, the rate of burn is a lot lower because Zen is so expensive.
Duh. I'm sorry, guys. This is exactly what I was talking about, though, y'all. This is why I was saying we mining on all chains, okay? Because it's not about where you are. It's about how you can afford to get to where you want to be. So this is cool because now we know like Zen on ETH is going to be a bigger burn, but we do understand that it's harder to burn it because it's more expensive to burn. So the burn ratios will be smaller, right? And that's why I was I was at least attempting to use the other chains as environments for the like testnet idea for Ethereum. But like again, it's really hard to do that right now because there's not enough people. But now that we understand this, um, whenever this liquidity starts to turn around, right here, let's look at the Zen ecosystem real quick before I finish this, because this is just like a good place to stop so people can understand a perspective of what Jack is saying here. No point in trying to understand that it changes like the weather. It changes like the weather. Yeah, so like basically, in my opinion, when I hear that, I see it as like this is where you want to be, and as these burn ratios. So right now the burn ratios will be pretty much. It's like that's how I'm trying to say it. These are really low prices, so unless Zen goes lower on these sub chains, these are pretty much your floor prices to like buy this cheaper Zen at this lower price, right? Because in the future, when you go 400 days into time, this will have an inflation of Zen where now people might not sell it. They might just burn it because they're gonna need all that Zen because of the way people are pushing up the burn, right? So like here, let me show you what I mean by this. Like if I look at like DBZen on Polygon, because it's the first burn contract to come out, the top burner here is my true competition. What up, Spruve? The top burner up here is going to be my true competition, and they burn over 1 trillion MZen. So this is what that's the bar. What is that, right? Can you even get 1 trillion MZen? Let's see. Let's go. How much is 1 trillion? God damn. But yeah, so this is what he's trying to get at, is that the people are spending more, people are spending the same amount of money but getting more Zen. So the concept of burning for XN on a smaller chain is about keeping up with more Zen. Now the part about the ETH is, can you keep up with the gas price? And that's why I think we will have competition of burn on these smaller chains, because of that idea that like, hey, if I burn a ton of Zen over here, you know, it's going to be worth something. And same on Avalanche. So then like now we got this thing about Avalanche and it having a smaller amount of tokens, which now gives people the ability to get on like the King of the Hill higher. Like the total burn over here is 31 billion, right? So now we're like looking at these type of things, and we're going to be looking at like FENIX and what they're doing, because FENIX burned like a 5 trillion MZen, and so on and so on. And this is what another vehicle that people can use. That's why I wanted to show this vehicle or this video right now, because it's like, yeah, now people can use FENIX to pump their X1 production, and then that's printing a copy, giving the inflation back to the stakers. Fucking insane. But yeah, looking at like just the way that this is rocking, and that comment, you're gonna need $44,000 to get the #1 spot on Matic to get the most MZen from that particular zone. And that might grow, that might keep growing and growing. So what does that do for people that actually buy the Zen at these low prices, like where no one gives a fuck about them, you know? That's kind of why I'm like minting on all chains at the same time, because I do feel like you should be, you know, recycling into the Zen, and then you know, planning your future by doing max mints only. Like I'm officially done minting for 200 days. Everything is a max mint. I'm appreciative, right? We can look at my minting schedule, and yeah, like I have tons of mints coming out, and this is very satisfying to see. But to be honest, I'd rather have this world maxed out, and just we're in 24 and we're rolling with the max mints, and we just keep going all the way for the next 8 years, dude. That's kind of where I'm at with it now. I'm 100% Zen, and I don't think I'm going to turn around. I think I'm just going to keep burning my economical energy into this ecosystem, because of that theory that all of these chains are connected and all I need is one for myself. And whatever chain I want, I get to pick, and I can go back to ETH because I understand that I need the ETH Zen to get a bag as well. So I'm printing on ETH. That makes it worth your while to still mine at these times, because even though the gas is really high, there's still some opportunity there if gas goes even higher. And again, going back to the very beginning of this conversation, like we don't know if the meme season will ever end, and we don't know how long it's going to take for a successful scale of ETH. It could still be 2 more years and things like that. But yeah, here, let's continue this conversation.
What does it mean for XN? It actually means that XN value is pretty much the same on Polygon as it is on Ethereum, because you're ending up competing against the same scale of people burning, of people competing against you. Now, here's a very basic example. Imagine that you have a recipe or a blueprint how to build a refrigerator. You're starting a factory in America and you're starting a factory in, let's say, Moldova. In America, it will cost you $500 to build a refrigerator. In Moldova, it's going to cost you $100 to build the same refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
The cost of production is 1 to 5 or 5 to 1. Now, if you were to ship those refrigerators to China, they're going to pay you the same amount of money, no matter where it was built, because it's the same refrigerator, and China values it the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So the cost of build in Moldova is $100. The cost of build in America is $500, but the China will pay you $700 no matter what. So the refrigerator as a unit of value functions exactly the same. The cost of production is different.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how we can basically look at the chains and say that the cost of production of Zen on Ethereum is X. The cost of production of Zen on Polygon is actually X divided by 100. But because the markets are all coalescing on the same chain, like let's say that the chain is some other third entity, you would actually say that there is no advantage to make it more expensive or cheaper, because the amount of participants are about the same. Because if you know that Moldova is making cheap refrigerators, everybody will move to Moldova and start making them there, and now you cannot outcompete that market.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So that is actually in math, it's called Nash's equilibrium, or Nash equilibrium. It's the same way, like why can't you find a location on the road to build the gas station and charge more? Well, the problem is that you will either fail because there's no traffic. If there's a lot of traffic and you're actually making a killing right there on that intersection, every other gas station will know about it and build next to you, and you will share the value. So the Nash equilibrium.
That is like the part. I actually brought up the Nash equilibrium to really try to understand this too. I don't understand it. I just heard him say it, so you can maybe go out there and check it out. Looks like it's got the ABCD pattern. But yeah, maybe if you want to do some more research on this is like a good way if you're zenning out on that XN. But to kind of just wrap this all up, what we're learned from this conversation is that it is truthfully about your participation. If you're focused and worried about token allocation for XN, you're gonna need to make sure you're burning the shit out of Zen. And that means that, hey, you might need to start putting your min Zen today on these subchains if you want to say you have the most Zen, because now that's where we are with it, right? Again, we're not in a bull market, we are in a bear market, so these prices are pretty much what they are, and we've seen that the floor has kicked in and that they're starting to rumble, so the window of opportunity might be closing on these specific tokens. So I'm probably going to start slowly DCAing into every single Zen project that I believe in. So this is why I'm happy that at least I put a bunch of mints in on believable chains. But now I think it's even safe for me as a believer in the Zen ecosystem and in first principles. Like, I think it's kind of safe for me to start buying into Zen on these subchains, because I'm buying the bottom at the end of the day. As more and more Zen comes onto the market, right? It's a reverse psychology on this one. As more Zen comes out, you would think it would be dumped, but now that you need it to get into XN, that is actually where it's going to end up. It's not going to end up on the markets, maybe. And there might be some if there's value there, but then that's why I'm pretty bullish on both sides of the spectrum, because I feel like there will be, because of Ethereum. And you would need to stop the Ethereum price from going up, because if this keeps going, that 20% on these subchains is going to be looking pretty tasty for someone who can't afford to burn Zen. And if that's how the Zen price, in my opinion, starts to climb on ETH, is when the Zen is too expensive to burn and people have reason to burn it, right? Like FENIX is on ETH, and it's like fucking extremely expensive because no one is burning Zen because it's too expensive. So there's only people burning that understand for XN, and they're making the inflation feeding the reward pool. So that's why I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Same with like DXN. DXN is up to $30 because now there's the idea that like I had like more. I had a really good day in divs yesterday. I don't even know what happened. We're about to bring somebody on stream real quick too. The homie is ready. We're gonna talk to KozmicKidd about some FENIX and his FENIX strategy real fast. If y'all got some time, I know I've been rocking for like an hour, but just real quick. Looking at this, what was yesterday? What was yesterday in DXN? Because DXN, we were looking for it to go lower, but as you can see, the fib didn't lie, and we did get a reversal. So I was already kind of hinting at that, and you can see there's a very strong resistance here at 30. So maybe we can get the rollover again. We still have another week until FENIX, so I'm not getting too bullish, right? Look at the RSI. We can have a little bit of a sellover or sell off, you know, just because this could make people think that we are in the uptrend. But again, you know, you got to play your cards how you want to play your cards. I really don't know what's happening. It is having its own organic breakout because of the utility. I heard Parfellis say this yesterday on the Spaces, but he was talking about how there's this actual law where utility comes into effect when something is being used. So like it's like a, what do you call it? A supply. It's still supply and demand idea where it's like wood. Like people use wood and it disappears, and then you need more wood, right? So that's kind of what's happening in Zen world, where Zen is disappearing, which means you need more Zen, and then now this gives this the opportunity to start rising, even though the Zen price is down, because now people can burn for DXN, and that's going to pump the pool, which is going to make people buy DXN so they can have a better position in that pool. So looking at yesterday's ETH. So yeah, we had a bump up in fees. We had 70 ETH going to the pool. And again, that's what I was trying to get at and show you guys here is that DBZen, there is a position that you can build to start getting a 1% ROI off of it. And as the pool grows, it's just going to be getting more and more nutty until the cycle top again. And yeah, DBZen is doing exactly what it needs to do on Ethereum. And whenever this Zen price starts to go up again, there will be another thing here. But again, also, I don't even think DBZen had a lot of participants or burns in yesterday. Yeah. Only 26 billion was burned. But what happened is that the gas is so high that the pool got fed. And yeah, so on and so on. So even if gas goes up to 500, DXN is still fucking bullish. If one person puts ETH in that bitch, you get what I'm saying here. But yeah, hold on. Let me get this Google call set up real quick. We're gonna invite the homies. Hey, let's get this real quick. Done. So I'm bringing in the home. So let's make sure he can hear me and all that shit. Let's see. What up, kid? If you're watching the stream, hop on the meets. Nah, pause. Hop on the Google Meet. Fuck it. Hop on the stream, dude. Check your Twitter. I sent you the link. But yeah, this dude I'm about to bring on, his name is KozmicKidd. He's actually runs some spaces on Twitter where they just talk it up all day about Zen strategy and just about how to, plan. Like I met him in the spaces when I first started to get into Zen because I wanted to have the best angle. And like, it was really cool to just be around talking to other people that have the same philosophy as moi, right? So I just wanted to bring him in real quick. But what's up, Blue Bison? FYI, but your picture on your head shot covers the text posted on the screen. Oh, damn. Oh, my bad. My bad. Oh, but yeah, Boogie with the 5. So I'm assuming burning your Zen So I'm assuming you're burning your Zen for FENIX and burning your Zen directly for XN. When that is permitted, will reward you the same amount. Huh. Yes. I mean, so if you're confused on burning your Zen, the reason why burning for FENIX gives you XN is because FENIX uses the proof of burn protocol in the Zen contract to burn the Zen. So that sends, again, a ping to the repository of the burns that your address burned set amount of Zen. And whatever set amount you've burned will get you X1 allocation. Now, the thing about it is they have not they have not given out how much this is going to be, and as well, we cannot predict how much Zen people are going to burn. So that's why you're trying to, if you're really trying to get ahead of yourself right now, you're not allowed to because it's fair. And the only way to get ahead is to build a position of burn. And if you don't understand that part, that's what you're confused on, is why you need to build a position to burn, and that is to get the XN. And then if you want the XN, you use the burning contracts to get it, which is like the FENIX, which is like the DBZen, and so on. Oh, damn, it's not working? Damn, it's not working? Hold on. But yeah, that's why you want to get the FENIX. Oh, man. Okay, we might have to do this another time because I don't know. Let's see if this works. So I've never done the stream in the stream, right? Like usually when I do a stream, I'm like streaming with kindness and then I'm getting the link. I'm never sending the link. So this is different vibes. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, bro. So anything you burn, you're gonna get XN. Dank raises his hand. And DXN conversions XN2, how will that work? So it's the same thing, Cryptosaurus. You're gonna get XN because you're burning the Zen, and the Zen has a repository that is going to log your address. Then when we switch RPCs, you'll see how much XN you allocated from burning Zen from that moment of airdrop. So that's why it's kind of important to just burn crazy right now on all chains, so you can get that allocation. Like what I'm saying here is hold on, let me drop this down real quick. Ooh, two of me. So what I'm saying is all these chains are available chains for you to burn, because anything under Ethereum, right? All these underchains are going to get 20% of the allocation of airdrop, whereas ETH will be getting 80% from what Jack said, subject to change until the white paper comes out. Now, we do know Doge Chain is not getting XN airdrop as well as OKX because they changed the gas on their blockchains, and that messed everything up. I heard what that noise. Someone is trying to join the code. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Hold on, KozmicKidd is in this bitch. Yo, what up, bro? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, I should be live on the stream. All right, let's see. What's up, bro? How you living? Oh, you there? Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on, wait. Let me see something. Can you hear me right now? Okay, cool. I was trying to make sure I could change windows. This is my first time doing this shit. Yeah, dude. Well, shit, real quick, since we got a little audience here, do you mind introducing yourself? And I'm gonna put you up on the screen so people can follow you on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, dude, actually it's kind of crazy because like I always relate my relationship with Zen with the Twitter Spaces because it was like we're all coming in at 100 days, bouncing off of the walls, trying to figure out like how we could be the best player in the Zen eco, you know? And it was like the Twitter Spaces, because you ignited that, allowed a lot of brains to get into one area. Oh, no sound on Kid stream. Hold on, let's see. Yo, Kid, talk real quick. Okay, hold up. How? Here, let me see something. Hold up. Talk now.
All right. Yep.
Oh, hold up. Can y'all hear him now?
Don't worry about it. If it doesn't work, we can
I
do
can
a
see
whole
you
nother day,
working,
and we can do
but
a
then I
test
can't
run.
hear
We can
you.
just test.
Hold on, let me
Yeah,
try this out
don't
real
even
quick.
worry about it.
All right, wait, go ahead and talk. You there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yep, we live. All right, we live now. We live. Hey, put a
All
one in
right,
the chat
perfect.
if you can hear him. Yes, sir. Hey, man, technical
All right.
difficulties. We smart though. That's the difference. But hey, now you
What
got to
did you do?
No, I just like it's like all about wiring the audio, bro. This shit is I'm not gonna use the R word, but you know what it is. But
Got you.
you gotta re-explain who you are. I got you up on the screen right now, your Twitter Spaces or your
All
Twitter
right.
profile.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. Perfect. So I'm the KozmicKidd, man. Basically, I got in the Zen. You know, day one. I was in the Hex early on. And you know, day one it was nothing but the telegrams. So when the telegram slowed down a little bit, I started to, you know, host Twitter spaces and tried to get everybody in because I just love being around the Zenians and talking. I mean, I had to take a break from the lights, camera, and action on YouTube. But yeah, man, I'm really just a Twitter Spaces host, and I'm gonna probably get started on YouTube just because you giving me this push, man.
Yeah, dude, you gotta come here. We need more, more people on the tube that are challenging the strategy. I feel like the one thing that is lacking on YouTube right now is more strategic conversation and just more, invested in Zen. That's one reason why I wanted to bring you on my YouTube show is just because I know you're invested in this concept and you're utilizing its value more than you're trying to reject this new approach to crypto. Actually, I'm looking at your Twitter right now, and I see that your places is in a 777 day stake.
It
What
used
the
to be
heck?
a 555 stake. It used to be quad fives, quattro cinco.
Lols. My dude's literally living in a 7777 stake right here. That's so funny. But yeah, that's why, bro, I was like, bro, we got to talk about Phoenix, bro, because you get it a little bit. I mean, we both are vibing, but you get this, bro. You're like, this is my jam because you were in the Hex, so you like had that I want to say share rate perspective, right? But like,
Yeah.
what's the thing about Phoenix that like makes you or like that excites your interest in it?
So for me, uh, I was excited about Phoenix like right day one, but what made me excited for it was this like similarity to Hex. Now, everybody bombs on Hex nowadays for whatever, but the contract itself, the way it actually, you know, increases difficulty within the share rate, the way it actually pays out the user, it's actually one of the most revolutionary things in crypto at the time. So if you go to the actual Phoenix white paper and scroll all the way down to the bottom, um there's an acknowledgments tab, and there's two contracts. There's the Hex contract, and there's well, there's more than two contracts, but there's two contracts specifically, the Hex contract and the Serenium contract. They're both trustless yield contracts, and Phoenix is very similar to both of these, and they've performed great. So when I first was introduced to Phoenix, I was really excited about the bonuses that were presented, but really just the way the user interacts with the contract and gains trustless yield. Uh, it was the most interesting to me because Hex, it works pretty good.
It works pretty good. That's tight. I mean, I brought up the acknowledgments, and I see the Serenium here with the hex. I think I posted this one time on my Twitter. It's just trying to like show people that like Phoenix is its own thing, you know, like it has similarities to a lot of different protocols, but at the end of the day, it's really branching out to become something different. Like that's what started to get me bullish on Phoenix. But then the reward pool had me gassed up because I didn't understand that until it got on Matic. Like when I look at the reward pool, I'm just seeing extra Phoenix. What were you saying? You were saying something like it was like you're getting like a 2-for-1 when you get into Phoenix because
Oh,
you get
I
the
didn't even start the stream off with that. Okay, so look, I come from Hex, so immediately when Joe Blau presented to me like the copies going to the equity pool, I was like, wait, that's a big payday, right? So I'm using all of these Hex terms in Phoenix, and they make so much sense. Even like Phoenix not having an OA. Well, Phoenix doesn't have an OA, but technically the community is the OA. Technically, the origin addresses are everybody who decides to burn Zen for Phoenix, because not only do they increase the APY, but if they don't stake, then they dare decide to give that APY to the stakers. That's literally exactly what the OA does. So
wait, say that one more time. Say that one more time about like, okay, so the people who create, they're not staking. I just want you to explain that one more time, 'cause you said it kind of fast, and that shit is gas.
Got you.
You get me?
Right.
Because yeah, a lot of
Okay.
people. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about Phoenix, because they're not staking because they all they see is time, right? Like how long they have to stake. They're not actually looking into the mechanic of what makes the staking bullish for the stakers. So you just hit that shit like right on the head. So just say that one more time.
Right. So the whole thing is when a person decides to take their Zen and then mint Phoenix, and then they don't go into that equity pool, they've basically increased the rewards for everybody else while deciding to not participate, which is exactly what the OA has the option to do. If the OA doesn't stake, then the APY gets increased, and everybody else wins.
Damn, dude. Actually, that's a crazy way. See, like I was in Hex early, as in like I bought Hex in the AA lobby, so I didn't really get into the staking side of things, right? I was just being a DJ, but I knew there was something there for staking, and I did not understand the OA and why it didn't stake. So that's a good way of putting it all into perspective. Is that like the stakers are the OA, and the reward pool is kind of like the bonus inflation, right? Like that's like where the bonus is really coming from. That big day bonus is coming every 13 weeks. So you hit that shit right on the head. Actually, let me bring up real quick the Joe Blau. What did he do? He did like a little
AMA.
Well, it was like a flow chart to kind of show what you're talking about here into a perspective.
Right.
I got to go into his Twitter. Let's go into Mr.
Yeah,
Joe
I
Blau.
got some notes too, man. It's crazy because
Every
with
time
Phoenix, some of the stuff you had said, dude, it got me thinking. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, nah, Phoenix is I'm like so bullish on Phoenix, but what I'm glad that you put into perspective is that OA concept that some people think is there to protect their economical energy, but in Phoenix we are the protection, as in how far we stake. That's why I enjoy the idea that like everybody has to stake like 1,000 days off the rip, or you lose your principal, because that, in my opinion, is the equity pool protection for the OA, right? Like we are protected by how long people have to stake, rather than looking over our shoulders every fucking day to make sure that we don't get snaked by, a bigger player with more money, Like if they want to play in the Phoenix world, they're gonna need to burn the Phoenix or buy the Phoenix to get that reward pool. So that shit is hard. But real quick, before we jump back in, you'll see here on this thing I brought up, this diagram chat, is that we take our Zen and we burn it, and there's a 10-to-1 ratio here. And then one of those copies, so you burn 10,000 Zen, you get one Phoenix. and then a copy is made that's sent to the reward pool. And then this reward pool is what's flushed to stakers every 13 weeks. So this is what we're talking about. The inflation comes from the reward pool. And since some people are burning and not staking any of the stakers, they basically become the people who were rewarded, bro. And that's why I'm like, yo, and then man, the price and shit, bro, like people selling it down, bro. Like, I'm like, all I see is cheaper Phoenix to stake for longer to get bigger reward pools.
Yeah, the way he has set this up is truly amazing. The power is in the shares. That's what I keep trying to tell people. So if you go to the white paper, there's I wish he had like pages on here, but it's all one page. Okay,
Yeah.
so
You talking about the
you get a
inflation?
size bonus. Well, not necessarily the inflation. You get a size bonus, a total bonus, and the share rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for those who are listening, that's your homework. Like literally look at the size bonus. It says the amplification of the base stakes bonus is its amount you stake. The size of the stake is limited by your wallet supply. The larger the stake, the larger your bonus, right? Okay, so the size bonus, larger has to pay better, right? It's a part of the difficulty increase. So when a person stakes a certain amount of Phoenix for let's just say 2 years, okay, well, they're not going to be able to take those same amount of shares and get the same APY. So, or they're not going to take that same amount of Phoenix and get the same amount of shares. Let me take that back, right? So the whole thing with that is that's a share difficulty increase, and that's what Hex has done, right? The T share, which is what gives you the Hex, is now harder to obtain because people have increased the difficulty by putting in large stacks and whatever and whatnot. So I remember early on I was right. I remember early on I was saying like, okay, in this game, bigger doesn't pay better. It's longer pays better and early pays better. Well, that's true. Those are weighted the most, but the truth of the matter is bigger has to pay better so it can increase the difficulty like as well, like it can increase the difficulty marginally more than these smaller stakes, right? So it's really in the shares. Like if you're trying to stake your Phoenix, you want as much shares as possible, and what gives you the most amount of shares? Staking long and staking big.
Yep. And that's why for me, when I was really looking at it, because you hit it right on the head with the way of a relation of T-shares, bro. I did not understand T-shares. I just knew I needed 3 of those. That was like my goal. It was like, all right, I got to make sure I got at least 3 of these on each stake so I can make something out of this, right? But because of that idea that you can lose your principal, your size and your time. Those are your 2 biggest factors of making sure you don't lose that principal. And that's why the size bonus, bro, that made me look at Phoenix in a very bullish light, because like to what you're saying, as people stake longer, that means that the next user after that long stake needs a bigger bag of Phoenix to get into the same position as that person, depending on how long they stake out, right? And that's why like the 7777 stakes, you're pretty much just parking into a healthy stake based on how much economical energy you want to throw in that thing, right? But you're parking yourself in a void where not too many people will be around you until more people do it, and they might not come until like 2 years from now. Like that's what's the crazy part about it. And it's like, damn, you're already parked up. You got 2 years of progression, and what is that? 4 reward pools already, like, or 8 reward pools. So like that's gonna be an interesting time. But yeah, the share rate is what's most important here. I've been trying to point that out on my stream. Like, you got to make sure that you're staking, and this is why, dude, I'm bullish on price. I think people dumping Phoenix is great for the Phoenix stakers that want to go long, because now you can buy the Phoenix at a cheaper rate. I mean, to give it some hopium, like what I'm thinking is that eventually the stakers will outstake the price. Right? Like, isn't that what the whole idea is? Because, like,
that's what you were saying. That was blowing my mind. It was okay. So you were going on this point that the people who are staking the Phoenix, they're basically going to run away with the bag, while the people who are minting it and trying to, you know, burn it and do whatever, they're trying to sell the price down. It's already gone. It's separate. It's going to be separate from Zen. So I try and tell people that all the time, and that's what gets me going, is that crazy game theory that the stakers have now captured the bag, and then they're moving it away from the people who are burning and the people who aren't staking, because it's like, yo, this is good yield. Like, we need to protect this, like exactly like you're saying. But so listen to this theory with this 1.61 inflation. So the thing about Hex is, the reason why it's so expensive to end your stake is those T shares pay you every single day until your stake is up. So when your stake is up, the Hex smart contract has to now calculate how much shares in your position of the pool every single day to give you your Hex rewards. The FENIX contract doesn't have to do that. It's 1.61 inflation, like, natively, and it's always going to be that. So that's all the contract has to do, is calculate the 1.61 inflation within your shares, and then everything else is a bonus added on top. So when you end a FENIX stake, it's not going to be an arm and a leg. It's just going to be gas. Like, it's not as complex as Hex. It's so light and easy.
Yeah, and then that's what's crazy, because when it's light and easy, it gives that friction, right? Where it's like, Hex, you want to go long, but you know you really shouldn't, because, and that kind of installed us into the idea of doing longer mints too. When you really think about it, that was a human behavior, bro. Like, where we thought we couldn't go long because of gas, but now, like, with the whole Xenon concept, you can kind of let that go. You can kind of get that out of your mental, and that's the same thing here with FENIX. Since you know you can go long for 5 years and not have to pay 5 years worth of gas, you have like that real opportunity to free your mind, in my opinion. And that's kind of why I was saying, I think that the stakers technically have the power the whole time. I don't think, yeah, as soon as FENIX released and it had the first dump from price in this DPEG, that's when the stakers took over. And if we didn't, and if the price never dumped before the stakers could start staking, then the vehicle would have never worked. But now, like, everybody is going to start staking, especially at these lows of today. And again, with the MZen being identified as a burner for XN, which means you can burn $100,000 worth of MZen, and it could potentially be very close to 100K on ETH. But 100K on ETH is like $1 million anyways, right? Like, who the fuck is burning 100K on ETH? That's just a Joe Schmo. But that's kind of how I see these sub chains. You feel me? Like, it's just like the real people's chain until X1 comes out. And that's why we are probably going to be burning it down. And yet, like, you hit it right on the head though, bro. There's not enough people staking because they don't understand it. And that first reward pool, my game on it is that I'm trying to capture it using a 30-day stake to see if there's going to be the capabilities of like sniping the pool like 60 days before it jumps off. Like, maybe like the stakers like pump the reward pool, you feel me, and they start like burning MZen to make sure that they get a higher reward in like 60 days.
So that's the interesting thing about how this is all set up, right? So the way Joe Blau set this up, every staker starts off their stake with 1.61 inflation. And then after everybody's first reward pool, they get their APY adjusted. So that's going to happen to us now at Genesis. And that's going to also happen to anybody we onboard, because even if they do enter a pool, they got to wait till it flushes. So it creates this system where people are like, wait, I'm only getting 1.61. And then the reward pool flushes, and you could possibly get 100% APY. But if you're not staked, it's not locked in. So, you know, you get that payout, and then you basically give up your spot in line. Like, you waited all that time in line, and then now you give it up to a guy who staked 2 years because you only staked 1.
Well, see, that's what I'm trying to get at,
And
though.
I think 100% APY. But
Dude,
yeah, go ahead.
But that's what I'm trying to say, like that. And I think in this first cycle, we might be able to get a glimpse at what it looks like. And I'm glad Joe did the 3-week cooldown, because I did not understand this shit. I was like, 3 weeks, I don't have to get in. Like, bruh, I knew in Hex you needed to stake on day 1 for the shares, right? So I'm glad that that's there. And I don't think he should have to apologize for people not knowing that part, because I think of it as like a getting into a or getting a slice of a pie, and like you gotta assume that if everyone's gonna rush to get the pie to get the biggest slice, you need to dedicate your biggest slice to that experience, right? Like if you're gonna go in and be like, oh, I got a tiny slice, like yeah, you deserve the tiny slice. Like I came in saying I'm getting a giant slice. And that's why I don't think Joe needs to apologize for the confusion. Now everybody knows. But this 3 week cooldown, realistically, in my opinion, is giving us an opportunity to see if there's a sniper gang for Phoenix in the reward pool, and because the inflation is only coming from the rewards, right? And like if the stakers are the only people that understand the reward pool, because everybody else is just burning Zen so they can get XN, and they're like they just hear on the block like, oh, you use Phoenix, it's kind of cool, you could burn Zen over there, blah blah blah, and they're just like pumping the reward pool. That's when I'm like, oh, what would it look like if 100 stakers stake for 60 days and they grab that share rate? And then now like you just keep your, it's like DBZen on an auction where you're like everybody's auctioning like 60 days of a Phoenix reward pool. You feel what I'm saying? And like you're trying your best to stay in that ratio of share rate so that you can maintain your reward pool. And and like
That sounds insane.
that game theory is where I'm at, where like I feel like eventually we'll see the price start to be impacted by that arbitrage opportunity for an existing staker. Like somebody already was like, yo, I'm gonna play. I'm calling them cycle pools, right? Where it's like in each year there's 52 weeks, so that means we get what 4 cycles in a year of 12. So we're gonna get like 4, blah blah blah. So that means you can count a year like that, where it's like 1 year is a 4 cycle concept. So if I have a stake for 3 years, I got 12 cycles of reward pools. So like now you can start really positioning yourself in a shorter time frame, utilizing your longer time frame, if you get what I'm saying, with the amount of shares it has.
Oh,
And you can,
100%.
yeah,
And that's how you determine how much you have. Like you can tell from your 10-year stakes, you're gonna have 40 payouts within that versus a 2-year, you're only gonna have 8. So think of like what 40 payouts could do for you, like big paydays. You don't know when the biggest
40
Zen
big
payout is gonna
paydays,
be.
bro. That's ridiculous. And when you really start to think about it, I love that you put the big payday concept, because big payday was really dope, and it pays the people who staked longer. Like I have quite a few stakes that are going for like 12 years from the big payday moment, and all of those have the big payday, but they don't have any extra big paydays. You feel what I'm saying? So like that's what's crazy about Phoenix, is you're literally getting big payday as people anticipate X1 and so on. Because then who knows? Maybe Jack does turn it on where your Phoenix can be used for like X1 burn or some dumb shit, and then everybody's like, "Oh fuck, I need Phoenix. I need Phoenix token right now." And that's what and people burning the Phoenix makes the reward makes the staking pool have even more uh integrity, because if Phoenix is starting to disappear, then it's even harder to get into that reward staking pool to get that reward, right? You're gonna have to burn Zen to get into that bitch. Like there's no way
Yeah.
around not getting burning Zen to get into the Phoenix pool. That's kind of why I've also gotten to the point with the price where I'm like, bruh, I'll just buy this shit at this point. Like I'll buy all of this Zen shit, because everything leads back to you having to buy it. There's no way you could run away from not buying or making more Zen to have a better position. That shit is insane. And
Gotta mint on all chains. I want to tell people that. Please go on all chains.
yeah, we got 88 folks in here. Shout out to everybody. I see Zen Heads is in the chat with us. Joe Bluff, not Blau, but Joe Bluff. We got Zoom Truth. Do you guys have any questions about Phoenix? Like, you got the fucking Professor Phoenix in the house right now. KozmicKidd, he's got a real perspective on this. And actually, Timo Cat in the chat said that 10,000 or 10,500 for one Phoenix after 3 weeks, and then another 5% after 13 weeks. So I got somebody in the chat here that is talking about how the rewards, the share pool is going to keep growing, and it's going to cause you to have to burn basically more Zen to get that share on your Phoenix. So that's a crazy metric right there, bro. I'm not even thinking there yet, but yeah, that would be the case here that we're talking about, is that the rate of FENIX will increase, so the rate of burn is automatically going to increase as well. Damn, he's hitting that on the head. Dude, as well as they're saying that you're 100% right, that first reward pool will be 100% APY for anyone that got into it because of the difference between the reward pool and the staking pool. And again, this is why I'm saying that I think this is still healthy for price, because we won't have a lot of inflation hitting the market to sell the token down. Like, that's the number one issue of the inflation coming directly from a contract. And like the contract printing the coins forever, is that like there's forever dumping. But now FENIX will only have dumping if someone was like game the reward pool to get enough coin to like wreck the price. You feel what I'm saying? As we go, like,
And you know what we didn't even mention yet? Like
what's a
penalties. We didn't even mention
yeah.
penalties and like people not claiming their stake. And it happens in Hex all the time, but you know, that's going to be extra free money.
Yeah, no, that's going to be extra, because there's going to be a lot of people that don't understand and they're going to capitulate out. And there's also probably just going to be people. I think the penalties will become really, really apparent probably in like 2 years, when somebody is close to getting their stake, but they can say, fuck it, I'll just take whatever I got here because I need to pay for something in the real world, you know? So then we start seeing the penalties increase because people have more FENIX in the future than they will today. Wow, that's crazy to think about. So yeah, this really is a long-term vehicle where most of the the interaction will come in the future. And today you're really building the bottom. You're building the bag on the bare bottom of this community staking vehicle, which is insane. Let
Yeah.
Cosmic cook, yo. Somebody said, X1 Dex said, let Cosmic cook. You cooking, bro?
So the interesting thing about all of this is we're burning, we're getting X1, and you know, it's all about the participation. So when XEN is more rare, FENIX is then more rare because you cannot create it anymore, you know, or well, you can, but it's harder to create. So like when we live in this future where XEN is rare, or XEN is, you know, in everybody's hands and they don't want to let it go, then that opens the door for people now having to buy FENIX. So when you look at that acknowledgments on at the bottom of the FENIX white paper, that's the alpha, that's the sauce right there, because it literally gives you the blueprint to everything that it's doing in the background.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the blueprint, but there's the learning curve of that principle that scares off the humans, right? Like humans, they see they ain't getting they hundred like percent in 100 days, and then their IQ just fucking. What is that? The gif of like steam coming out of someone's ears because their brain just broke. Like that's all I was seeing all last week. But that again, that's why I'm bullish on ETH Phoenix and AVAX Phoenix, because there's not enough Zen. And with the idea that like all chains are open for burning, I have this theory that the Zen ETH might start running away from us to try to get us people further from the burn, if you get what I'm saying. Because if ETH burn continues to rise, then that means we have to burn more on the subchains. And the subchains means they need to print more Zen. And most of the Zen, that's like proving that even on ETH, there won't be a lot of Zen until we're 400 days deep. So,
I got a theory for you.
what's
So
up?
everybody has been talking about jacking this X1 allocation, right? Now I have this theory where if people keep burning and then buying MZN again, or selling FENIX and buying MZN again to burn it again, we could potentially see the participation on these smaller chains surpass ETH. And if it does Jack therefore like say, okay, this chain gets more allocation to X1? I think that would just mix everything up, man, because
Mm-hmm.
we are participating more. If the barrier, like if people just stop minting on ETH and then just carry on a different chain, then you know all that economic energy, you know, it's
That would
on this
be
new platform.
wild. I see what you're saying. It's almost like as gas is just keeping ETH in a chokehold. If all the Zinians go and just start minting like crazy on the other chains and providing, a market for those chains to see price appreciation, then that will be where most of the Zen is burned. Like that's a fact. Like, and with the RPCs there, like this is kind of like that next phase, right? Like it almost is like the next 200 100 days of phase where you go and you explore all the other chains because you know how to work the Zen now. You feel me? And you got the contracts, like the DB Zen is already over there. After May 27th, Phoenix will be on every single chain. Zen Doge is coming out on all chains. There's TG Zen that's out here coming out. There's Zen Game that's coming out. It's like a FOMO 3D game where you gotta like keep feeding it for the burn. Have you heard about that shit, bro?
No, tell me.
Oh, okay. So there's this new thing called Zen Game, where basically it's like a game where people are gonna have to keep burning Zen every day to win the pool at to win the lobby. So like, or not to win the lobby, but like Zen goes into a pool like a jackpot, and then every day you have to burn because the timer is gonna be running to zero, and the first like the last person to buy the or like the last person to burn when the timer goes to zero gets the jackpot. And like it's like every burn adds like 10 seconds.
Yo, that's kind of dope.
Yeah, so somebody is about to release that, and that's probably gonna burn a lot of Zen, just because people love jackpot games, and I mean, but that's why we're talking about Phoenix here, because that's the vehicle for generational wealth. But with all that extra shit, you know, it's just like how much Zen is really available for everybody to burn, and then with once Jack Levin turns on the XN or the X1 conversation, how many people are going to migrate into X1 using their Zen economical energy? That's like another burn factor. But somebody just said it here. What's my dude? Summer Solstice said, when all the Zen is at 400 days, that when all the Zen that's at 400 days is available, this will be when the biggest flush for Phoenix will be. So like that's crazy to think about, because that now it means when Zen is available on the claims, that all of the burner contracts will start pumping, because people get it now, right? Like you don't want to sell your Zen to someone else. Like you want to pump your address. That's what literally Jack Levin said yesterday. He said, pump your address, burn it down. And if you're not pumping your address, then you're not going to get as much XN as everybody else. And you can burn on all the chains with one address. If you are hip to the game, then you know you use your RPC, you flip back and forth between different EVMs, and then that's where you can find yourself using one address for the burn. So that's also going to be pretty funny too, Kid. I don't know if you thought about that, but like how people have been burning on separate addresses, and now this like new news is going to make everybody burn on one so that they can get the most, because you're going to want the weight.
Well, I've always moved like a whale, man. I've always just used one address, and I have a couple other ones that I send stuff to, but I move with one address.
Yeah, it's like you should have a burner. Literally, it's like if you have a ton of addresses that you've been working with, it's almost like now you want to make one for just burning Zen, where it's like, all right, I'm going to send my Zen over there, and I'm just going to burn like crazy through this one channel. Like that'd probably be like a really smart security play if you don't want to play out like your main wallet. Just moving that Zen to another X or 0x wallet so that you could just go fucking ham and burn down the Zen. And what is it? Phoenix is rising from the ashes of burnt Zen, but Zen Doge is rising from magical Zen, the burning of magical Zen or some shit like that. They're wildin'.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude. But hey, bro, I'm about to wrap up my stream, man. We're gonna have to do this again and chop it up. I'm glad that you were down to pop up and pop in.
Yeah, man. Whenever, dude. You know, thanks for having me on. And you know, any questions anybody has, I'm gonna be on Twitter. So you know,
Yeah,
you can
here,
find me there.
let me show your Twitter so they can follow you. Make sure you guys follow KozmicKidd. I just put it in the chat. Again, this dude is really, really intelligent on Phoenix and in crypto in general. Like it surprised me how much he knows about crypto. Like I think one time me and you had a conversation where we were debating so hard on why you needed five hardware wallets. And then you like broke it down like, oh, I got like this hardware wallet for this and then this hardware wallet for that. So definitely check out Kid, because you want to give him a follow, and his journey is going to be pretty epic. But dude, thanks so much for pulling up to the stream, bro.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hosting me up, man. I'm gonna start the YouTube. You gave the inspiration, and dude, thanks for leaving the spaces and taking that journey and that first step, because we all watched, and yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's what we got to do now. We got to leave. We got to hang out in the space so we can guide the hive mind. But we got to teach the planet that Zen is about to take over, and there ain't no stopping this. We keep seeing it. We keep trying to break it, but it keeps breaking our mind that it keeps going. You feel what I'm saying? So it's amazing. But hey, bro, you have a good
Yeah.
rest of your day.
Yeah, you
Stay
too.
up.
If this don't work, I'm done. I quit.
All right, it just don't work. I'm out of here. Happy
All
Cinco de
right, man. Peace
Mayo.
out.
Peace out, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, shout outs KozmicKidd. I'm glad that he came through. Shout out to everybody that stayed for his chat with me. That's like a little bit, I guess, of a caveat for the ending. For the Zinians out there, we are connecting, we are growing. We might not have all the pieces just yet, but as a collective, we are figuring out what our next endeavors are going to be. But I'm about to sign up out of here. Big ups to everybody. Make sure you have a good, healthy, safe Cinco de Mayo weekend. Don't go out there and wild out and lose all your zen. Keep it tight. Stay responsible. And yeah, man, I'm happy to see what Monday brings. Again, we're still bullish, even though the time is down and gas is high. There's a lot of good opportunity in the Zen world if you want to go out there and grab it. So big ups to everybody. Yo, Unreal Scene says, great show. Thanks, bro. Ape Astronaut followed you. Yo, yeah, follow the Zen crew, bro. Shout outs to Dank. Shout outs to Timo Cat. He seems like he gets it. And everybody else. Burning and buying MZen until I get 100K. Bro, we got the flag, man. He said as much as you can burn. And even on him, I'm like, maybe I put too much economical energy on ETH, but I'm gonna burn what I got over there. But yeah, it turns into a buying opportunity for those that believe into it. So who would have thought? We thought somebody else was gonna buy our bags, but realistically, we're gonna buy our bags from ourselves. So I'm gonna catch y'all on Monday. Peace out, bruh.